Are you the owner of a small or a startup travel agency struggling with growing your business online using digital marketing? You've tried different channels, but none is working for you, not even bringing you customers. Every day you come across different advertisement and programs promising to give you that edge in digital marketing. You try the first one in your business, it's not working. You try the second one, it's not working. You try the third one, it's not working. You try the fourth one, and so on and so forth, until you realize that you're wasting your time and money. It's like playing the lottery. You are not sure whether you'll win or not. Even after all these trials, you realize that your one problem of digital marketing has developed into so many solutions that are not fit for your business. You feel dejected, frustrated, and most of all, with information overload. Your business is not doing good, and the business that you thought will be profitable has already burned holes in your pocket. The reason why you are struggling with scaling your business using digital marketing is one, you are putting the cart before the horse, and two, you have broken the third law of motion. Hi everyone, my name is Raphael Okwama, founder and managing director Mbuga Tours and Travel, an online travel agency that aims to bring together travel agents from Eastern and Southern Africa on one platform to collectively sell the region to the world. Tourism business, just like any other business in the world, has process to be followed in order to make it profitable. You cannot start one process without completing the other. It's like building a skyscraper. You cannot start with the mezzanine floor without first constructing the foundation. Doing so is like building castles in the air or putting the cart before the horse. And that's why all the programs that you bought to implement on your business has failed. One day I was with my client who owns a hotel. We were discussing about ways to improve the services of that hotel. Two gentlemen came and they sought audience with him. He asked them what they wanted, and they say they have a business proposal they think will help the hotel grow. My client insisted that I stick around because I know the needs of the hotel and I understand them better and will be able to advise if the proposals were a viable business for the hotel. Initially, the gentlemen thought that I was an employee of the hotel. So they started their presentation, and after finishing their presentation, I asked them two questions. One, do you know our customers? And two, do you know the economic activities of the people within our target area? Their answer was no, and that was the end of the deal. You may be asking yourself, why? So let me give you an insight of the hotel's target market or the niche that they serve. And you're going to make a decision at the end of the presentation if the business proposal that they were making, the two gentlemen, will be a viable business opportunity for the hotel. The hotel targets 4 different types of clients. One, not-for-profit organizations. This is the niche that generates 80% of the hotel's revenue monthly through conferences, workshops, and accommodation for field staff and workshop participants. According to the procurement laws, the organizations, the NGOs work with the hotels on annual contract basis after bidding for tender, which are always advertised on the daily newspaper and the organization's website. If a hotel is successful, they are given a 1-year contract to supply the organization with conference facilities and accommodation. Number 2, managers and CEOs of financial institutions, companies, and business owners. This niche generates 10% of the hotel's monthly revenue through company luncheons, workshops, networking meetings with managers of other institutions. On a daily basis, this group of customers get the information from the newspapers and business journals. They are not on Facebook, and those who are rarely use the platform. They mostly use WhatsApp as a way to communicate with fellow members. The hotel has a dedicated WhatsApp VIP group for this niche. The only channel that they use to communicate about services promotion to their clients, who are the VIPs. This niche, the CEOs and the managers and the financial institutions or the company and business owners, they use this VIP channel, the hotel's VIP channel, to network and discuss business ideas and investment opportunities. 3, walk-in clients. The walk-in clients generate 8% of the hotel's monthly revenue, and during the developing of the hotel's strategic plan, we had identified that walk-in clients were individuals who are visiting the region for a weekend out or visiting some friends. And most of them would book a hotel in advance before arriving. So, and we realized that since the hotel was in its initial startup stages and will not match its competitors by selling through the website, we decided to use an online travel agency, which was the best option. So we settled for booking.com, and every time customers would search for hotels that were available in that region, the hotel would appear on top. So we leveraged on the advertising muscles of booking.com to get clients for the hotel. 4. These are wedding couples. This niche generates 2% of the hotel's revenue. The hotel partners a network with all the churches around the region and its environ. They are always aware of the wedding immediately couples proclaim the intention of marriage with their church. They always these are always 6 months ahead of the competitors, and the marketing team initiate the sales process of convincing the couples to use the hotel's ground for wedding, honeymoon suite, and catering services. Looking at the 4 types of clients that the hotel offer their services to, do you think that revamping the website would have helped the hotel grow in any way? Given the fact that the top revenue earner for the hotel don't use the website to look for services that the hotel offers. I don't think so, because it is said that if it is not broken, don't fix it. My second question to the 2 gentlemen was aimed at understanding the economic viability and sustainability of the taxi app. So let's take a look at the economic activities of the people living within the target area of the hotel. The economic activities of the people living within the geographical target market of the hotel are fishing and farming. They mainly transport their produce to the market using motorbikes and public transport. The upper class and middle class residents are successful business owners, while others work as managers in various institutions and have their own cars or company's car. 27% of the population own a smartphone. Out of these, 70% are youth who are still dependent on their parents. So, if you look at the economic activities of the people that live within the target area of the hotel, do you think that the taxi app would have added any value to the hotel? Your answer is good as mine. So from the story, we've learned one thing, that it is very important to know your customers. That is the only way you'll be able to find the right marketing tools to reach them. For example, we've learned that some organizations or some companies, they have what we call a procurement procedure, whereby different travel agents will present their proposals about the services they want. So they'll go through the different proposals and look at, okay, which of these travel agency can provide us with the best services. And so maybe you are 10 or 20 of them, and so they select one which is not you. So assume that you bought a Facebook marketing tools whereby you want to attract a corporate client. Do you think they'll be able to get your services? I don't think so. So that's something that happens. If you know your customers, what is the procedure they use to get services that they want, that offer similar services that you offer? By knowing what they want, by knowing your customers what they want, the process they go through from the initial startup, whereby they think, okay, I want this service. So what do they do after there? Do they go to the website? Do they go to what influences their decision? And sometimes you might there are 2 types of clients. There's the influencer and the decision maker. For example, if you have a child, they want a toy. They are influencing your decision to buy that toy. What, for example, you're a first-time dad, and you say, okay, well, my son is only 1 year old, so I need to buy him some toys to play with. You're making that decision, not your child. So those are 2 different things that you need to know, that they're decisions maker and they're also influencers. So by knowing your customer, you'll be able to identify that my clients are decision makers, my clients are influencers. And so if my client is an influencer, how do I influence them to buy? If my client is a decision maker, how do I influence them to make that decision to buy my products? So it is very important to know your customers. What normally happens is that sometimes digital marketing tools are just solutions for solving companies' problems with marketing. And sometimes those solutions are not fit for your business. And that's why if you look at our photo, you say, my team has created a very innovative solution, but we are still looking for a problem to go with it. And so sometimes you buy a solution and you want it to fix a problem that is not there. So it is very important to know your customers, where are they from morning to evening, what activities are they doing. So from there you're able to identify at what time can I approach them and sell my product to them. So that is one key important thing. I'll show you an example. We have what you call a peddler. So what peddlers do, they in the morning when they wake up, they fill their product, their bags with all this. If it is toys, they fill them with toys, and so they leave the apartment. And the first person they meet, they will always tell them, "Excuse me, sir, can you buy this? Excuse me, sir." So they do that all day long. Whoever they meet and they think can buy, they say, "Excuse me, sir, excuse me, madam, can you buy my product?" That is what you are trying to do with your marketing tools. You buying this product and trying to show it to everybody. Can you buy my tour package? Can you buy my travel package? Can you buy this one? Can you? I am selling a mountaineering product. Can you buy it? And sometimes those people are not interested. Imagine a peddler walking to you and you're not even married. You don't have kids, and they say, "Can you buy this toy for your kid?" Will you buy it? Definitely no. So instead of wandering from one place to another trying to sell your product, there are better procedures that you can do that. First, identify your customer. That is very key. No matter what you do, no matter how better your products are than your competitors, if you don't know your customers, you'll definitely poke holes into your pocket, and that's the only way that you can sink your ship, which is your travel agency. Well, I'm going to ask you a question. Have you ever seen a Ferrari or a Lamborghini advertisement on television? I don't think so, because they know their 99% of their customer won't sit the whole day watching television, and so they have channels that they use to advertise their products, and mostly they use the website to market their next model of Ferrari that is coming to the market. Usually they have two types of edition. They have the standard edition and the limited edition. The limited edition is just a few types of the new model that is sold to very specific people, and even before it is sold to a specific people, there is a process, it's like a year process for you to get that limited edition. And so the standard edition can be bought by anyone, but also you need to understand that even if you have the cash to buy the Ferrari, they'll always do a background check on you. They want to check your age and do you have a clean driving history. There are some cars that we have in in my country. There are some cars that are associated with certain clique of people, and so most people will not buy those cars because they might end up in trouble. And so Ferrari, they have that strict standard that they follow for them to sell you a car. Imagine a car that is 1 million, maybe it's over $1 million US, and someone is keep putting restriction. It's your money, but they have a restriction on who buys and who not buy. So even if you have the money to buy a certain edition of Ferrari, you have to go through a background check to confirm if you are worthy to be part of the family. And so if you become part of the Ferrari, you have to act like the Ferraris. There's no question about that. And also they don't sell to any other they don't export their Ferraris to any other country. They look at, do those countries have good roads that someone can drive our Ferrari? So by knowing your customer, it is very important. It will give you the right decision. It will help you in making the right decision on who to sell to, who to buy from, which tools do I need to buy, and that is the most important thing that you need to understand. So digital marketing is not like the traditional marketing channels that we used to have, like the radio, the television, and the print. With digital marketing, you are able to measure your return on investment. When you put $10 in your marketing, you're able to know how many people saw my advert, how many people clicked on my advert, and how many people bought my product. That is the beauty of digital marketing. And even when you want to do your marketing, digital marketing like Facebook, they have tools that will show you if you're targeting this geographical area for people who want this kind of product, these are the number of people you're able to reach. That is the beauty of digital marketing. And so the most important thing, as we talked earlier, you need to know and understand your customer. So when you know your customer, that is what we call putting the horse before the cart. Unlike the previous, whereby you come up with the product, you put them on a website and you start selling, where we say you are putting the cart before the horse. So if you know your customer and how you're going to reach them, that is what we call putting the horse before the cart, which is the best way you can move with your product to your customer. But also you need to understand that even if you know your customer, that is not enough to create a successful travel business. I know you might be wondering why. What if I know my customers? Why is it so difficult for me to create a successful business when I already know my customers? Well, for your horse to take your cart, which is your website, and the content of your cart is the tour packages that you offer. So it will be very difficult because your horse is your marketing channels, your website is your cart, and so for your horse to pull your content to your customer, it needs the ground. So without the ground, it will be like your cart and your horse are on a tug of war. So your horse is trying to pull your content to your customers, but your cart is pulling back. There's no third force that is applicable. It's like your weighing scale, for example. If you want to know your weight, what happens? If you place it on air, which I know it is very difficult, and then you step on it, it will not be able to show you your weight. But if you place it on a ground, your force on the weighing machine and the force the ground is exerting on your weighing scale upward is what will give you your weight, definitely. So that is very important. So your horse cannot move without the ground. Your cart cannot move without the ground. So you have to prepare the ground in which your horse, which is your marketing channels, and your cart, which your website, will be able to move swiftly to your customers. So I'm going to show you something to be able to understand. There's this comic book. It's called Horse Sense, and I'm going to show you. So this is what happens. So this is the owner of the horse, and I assume that is the travel agent. This is the marketing channels that you've been using, the Facebook, the Twitter, and then this is your cart, which is your website, and then this is the content of the cart is your tour packages. And so the owner of the travel agency is telling the horse, giddy up, pull the cart so that we can get going. And so the horse says back, for me to pull the cart will be a futile effort. And he continued to say, you see, if I pull on the cart will pull back on me. By Newton's third law, the forces are equal and opposite, so they'll cancel out. The force that the horse is going to use when there is no ground and the cart, they'll just be pulling each other, so it will cancel out. So it will be a standstill, a tug of war, a standstill, and so nothing will move. That is what your travel, the types of tools that we've been using to market your travel business has not been working, because your marketing is your content, your tools are trying to pull the cart, but there is no ground in which your marketing channels can use. And so the forces are equal and opposite, so they'll cancel out. A zero net force won't get us moving. And so the owner started to think, the travel agent is thinking and say, okay, I don't care about the force exerted on you. I'm interested in the force you exert on the cart. You pull the cart and I guarantee it will move. So you say, you're telling the digital marketer, I don't care what to do, but I want you to get this cart moving. I want my content to get to my customers. And so the horse says, okay, but how can I move forward when the cart pulls backward on me? So the force of the cart is always pulling the horse backward. And so the owner starts to think again, okay, now what do I do? So he says, okay, he comes up with a physics theory and say, okay, just push backward on the ground. Push backward on the ground. By Newton's third law, the ground will push you forward equally on you. Then it will simply follow along. The cart will simply follow along. And so when the horse tries to push backward on the ground, the cart starts moving. And so the owner is saying, that ground is doing a very good job. That is very important. So Newton's third of law of motion. And so if you look at our cart here, we don't have the ground. And so when the cart, he says, in his third law of motion, he states that when one body exerts a force on a second body, which is your marketing channel, is exerting a force on the body, your website and the tour packages, on a second body. The second body, which is your cart, simultaneously exert force equal in magnitude. The force that the horse is using, the cart will also apply the same force and in opposite direction. So when the horse takes the action, the cart reacts the same magnitude and the same force, and so nothing happens. So it's like a tug of war, nothing is moving. And so so when you apply the third law of motion, and which is your action, which is your horse, and the action, which is your cart, forces are equal and opposite, but they are not balanced forces because they act on a different object, which is the ground. So they don't cancel out, but the cart and the horse will move. And so imagine you have not prepared your ground. It's like your horse is on a murky water, and you want to get your products to the market. Maybe they are perishable goods. Do you think you'll get to the market at the right time? No. So the ground is very important. And that's why when I started this video, I said one thing, that you have broken the third law of motion. So when you took your website online and you have the marketing channel and the content you're trying to sell, but the ground is not there. And so that's why we have this, we have developed a blueprint, a complete blueprint for small and startup travel agency, whereby we have our ground. So if you look at the photo, at the image, you see one thing. We have our business plan here. We have a business plan as the ground, the copywriting skill as the ground, and the sales skills as the ground. I will explain that further. And then we have our treasure map here. So its business plan is like a treasure map. Any pirates who wants to get a treasure, they first look for the map. So they develop that map. They look at the map and say, okay, we are going to move from this point to this point to get our treasure. Because if you look at the map, there are different types of, there's different islands, but they're going for one specific island that has the treasure. And so they'll pass along all this route, but the map will be a guide to where they want to go. So even if you start your travel agency and you don't have a business plan, you're simply going to fail, because there's no you have nothing that is showing you which steps to take. If you fail, how do you go back and retrace your step to find out, I failed here, how can I improve on this one? So business plan is very important. That is the ground for your that your host will use to get to your customers, and that is very important. We are talking about copywriting skills. Copywriting skills is about using words to market your product, using words to market your product. We have a formula called AIDA, whereby you attract the attention of your customer, you develop their interest and their desire, and then they have to take an action. Because if you have copyright, if you are writing, most people think that blogging is copywriting. Copywriting is completely different from blogging, because you have a website, you only work for maybe 8 hours or 10 hours, but your website is working 24 hours. So assume someone wants to buy your product. So whatever you have written can entice them to buy your product, to take action. That is where copywriting comes. So copywriting will help you in your digital marketing, in your communication, the email, be it Facebook advertisement, be it you are posting on daily basis, be it on Twitter, be it on Instagram, be it on letters that you write to your prospective clients. Copywriting skill is very important. And so copywriting skills, you'll use them when it comes a time when you want to close deals with your customers online. It's very important. Then we have sales skill. Sales skill is very important. Most people confuse sales and marketing. Marketing is about attracting the attention of your customer. It deals with the customers. But sales is about the bottom line of your business. Because when someone comes to a website and they see a package of 5 days, they want you to make it 3 or to make it 10 days, not even, and maybe 3 days. It's a 3-day package. They want you to make it 12 days. Those sales skills, you're going to apply them in making sure that the customer buys that product. So it is very important. So the sales, that is the ground that your business will be relying on to get to your customer. And so if you look here, that is your website, and so you also need a good website. I would suggest one thing, that you go and read a certain book I wrote about features of a good travel business website. I'll put a download link to that book somewhere here, and also on the description of this video. You'll find it there. It's very important that you get it. So you go through number 3 of that book and try and look at your website if it has the 7 features I talked about. If they're not there, you're not doing business. If the 7 features are not, the simple 7 are not on your website, you are not in business. So I suggest you go read that book. It's very important. There are some travel agents who have read the book and they gave me positive feedback. They tried it on their website. They realized that their website does not have the 7 features, and so they're trying to implement the new feature that could give them customers. And also when you talk about targeting customers,
Which type of customers are you targeting? Not everyone. You cannot be everything to everyone. You have specific. And if you are, when I talked about the hotel, they have the 80%, the type of customer that give them the 80% of their revenue, while others share the other 20%. So in your business, if you have a certain client that you serve, a certain group of clients that you serve, that brings you 80% of your revenue, you'll develop, you'll have a very sustainable travel business. And so we talked about sales when you're going to use it, when you reach your customers, because when you're taking your cart to the market, you'll come a point where you'll reach your customers. They want to buy your product. What skills will you need? You will need the sales skills. You have your website working for you overnight. What skills do you need? You need the copywriting skills, so that your website can sell while you are asleep. So it is very important to know that. And if you want to know the importance of a business plan, there's this TV series called Money Heist, La Casa de Papel, and there's this gentleman here, circled in red, is called the Professor. It will show you why is it important to do your market research before you do anything, and then what value do you give your customers. And this professor here, he promised this guy, even if you are arrested, your money is there. You'll get it once you are released from jail. That is how the guy was good at his work. And everything that, if you go for season 1, 2, 3, 4, everything that he was doing, the first thing was to come up with a plan. Then he takes the guys he's going to work with, take them for a training, show them this is what you need to expect when you get to this point. This is what you need to expect. This is how you need to react. The best TV series, I suggest that you watch that series. There's one thing that it is said, that every battle is won before it is even fought. The battle, any general will tell you that the battles are won at the barracks, not at the field, the battlefield. The battles are won at the barracks. So it is important. That will show you why it is important to have a business plan. And so that is the travel agency blueprint. You need the business plan, you need the copywriting skills and the sales skills. They are very important. Then you need a good website. Then you also need a marketing channel. And the marketing channel, when you know your customers, then you'll be able to know which marketing channels can I use to reach them. Do I go door to door? Do I go from office to office? Do I attend workshops? Do I attend conferences? That is important. Because when you know your customer, you won't spend much. Like the Ferraris, they don't spend much on their marketing, because they know if we are going to release this model, we just need to send out an email or just post it on our website. Very cheap way of marketing, because they know their customers. And you also look at the hotel. We talked about how do they get their customer. How do they get their customer? It is very important. So the first thing is, do you know your customer? Know your customer is very important. So that is the blueprint that you need to have. You need to have all that, and I suggest you read. So let me show you niche. This is the type of customers that you can have. So in tourism, we have the macro niche, where we have the domestic, we have the inbound, that are the tourists that come into your country, and the outbound, the tourists that are from your country to another country. They have different needs, because if you're going for outbound, you need to partner with the travel agency in another country. We have the groups, those who travel in groups, and then we have solo, those who travel solo, and the private. You'll get them there. So we have broken that down. Then when you have identified, maybe you're going for a group, a corporate, then these are how you segment them for age, gender, income, marital status, which country are they coming from. These are very important things that you need to know. I suggest you read this book. It has details about the two. It's called 100 Plus Tourists You Are Losing Every Day as a Travel Agent. I'll put the download link on the description of this video, and also I think it will be somewhere here. And so let me touch on the business plan a little bit to show you why it is important to. We have what we call the 9-block business plan. A very simple one-page. This is a one-page business plan, and so it is just very simple. 9 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 blocks. Very simple business plan that you can write. So with that business plan, when you have identified your niche, the demographic, geography, behavior, their psychographics. Are they influencers? Are they intermediaries? Like the travel agents that you partner with, they are just intermediaries. Whoever is buying direct from you, are they decision makers? And so when you identify your customer, then what value are you giving your customer? Is it your uniqueness? Is it your risk reduction? Is it a fair price? And so that is the only way you give them value. So you identify your customer, what value do you give them? It's very important. And then after you've identified the value you're going to give them, what channels are you going to use to reach them? And so maybe it's Facebook, office to office, email, television, radio, referral, online travel agency, other online travel agency. Those are the channels you're going to use. And then after you have identified the channels you are going to use, what kind of relationship are you going to? So we are talking about the channels you're going to use. Then after the channels, what kind of relationship are you going to have with your clients? And so is it customer service or customer experience? I talked about customer experience is about giving your customer the best, so they become your marketers. Word of mouth, very important. They'll be vocal. If you offer them the best service, they will be vocal. After their vacation, that's the first thing they'll do. Then from there, revenues. What kind of revenues are you going to get when you're offering value to your customers? So maybe it is selling to a product, hotel booking commissions. Those are the things you get. You see that this is on the right side of the business plan. And so if you're going to have a website like the one I'm proposing, you can get commissions on flight bookings. If someone is going for mountain climbing, do you sell them gears, or do you hire for them gears at a commission? So car hire service, do you have your own cars that you can hire out to other travel agency, and then maybe you have a membership fee for maybe those who are hiring your gears? That is very important. Then from there, the next block that you go to is the key resources that you need. So these key resources help you create value for customer, reach markets and revenue, and maintain good relationship with the customer. These are the key resources that you need. It can be the website, the social media, a tour van that will take your customer from one point to another one, the booking channel. Is it the key resources that you need, and do you need partners for that? That is important. And then also after that, you go to key activities. These are marketing and the sales you're going to do, office to office visit, attending conference, weekly content or post on your social media account. The activities that you'll be doing on daily basis. This will be guiding you what to do on daily basis. Then, so another one is the key partners, which is very important. Like the online travel agency, like the hotel. We used booking.com because that was a key partner in ensuring the hotel gets revenue, the 2%, the 8% revenue. And then also, if you're going to offer camping services, do you get to hire? Do you look for a partner that you can hire camping equipments from them, or is it a hotel? Do you partner with the hotel, or do you offer your own? Do you have your own hotel? So tour van, you are starting out, you cannot afford a tour van. So these are the key partners that you look for, so that you can have their van to hire. Then we go to the cost. So all these other things, the cost. So how much will it cost you? So that is the simplest business plan you can have. Then within that one, you'll have the 9 blocks there. So here you have your customer, you're creating value for your customer, the customer relationship you're going to have, the challenge you're going to reach them, the revenue stream are coming from where, then the cost structure, the key resources you need, the key activities you'll be doing, and the key partner. So you have a 1-page business plan that as your business grow, you are able to modify it easily. Unlike if you have a 50-page business plan or 100-page business plan. So that's what we normally do. We take up the 9 blocks, we write a good business plan, then we extract that and use it to write a 50, 40, 60, 100-page business plan for our clients. And that is the beauty of it. You do your research in a simple 9 blocks, you come up with a business plan, then you extract that one, you write a very nice 60, 100-page business plan. And so the good thing about the 1-page business plan is what you can approach your investors and explain a very simple way. From here we go here, from here we go here. These are the revenues that we're going to generate. These are the cost. This is the cost that we need to start up this travel agency. That is the beauty of it. And so the blueprint itself gives you an entire view of your business, your travel business. And so why do you need a good website, why do you need copywriting skills, why do you need sales skills, which channels are you going to use, which type of clients are you going to work on, and that the ground itself. And when you put up your marketing channels, now if you have the ground, then you decide, okay, now I'm going to use this marketing channel to reach my customers, you get results. Now I know that you are aware about how marketing works for your travel agency, and are more vigilant than before. So when someone approaches you or you come across any advertisement on how you're going to market your travel agency, you're in a position to know this one is going to work for my clients, this is not going to work for my clients. That is very important, so that you don't sink your ship anymore. I hope that was helpful. So as Mbuga Tours and Travel, we offer all the services that we've talked about, from writing business plan to showing how to write copywriting materials for your website, for your Facebook, for your social media accounts, for your emails, and every other channel that you use to communicate to your clients. We also offer you a training on sales skills that you need to close deals for your business. And also we also help you identify the niches that you can go for in order to make a profitable business, travel business, and also the marketing channels that are best suit for the type of niche that you choose. So I'm going to show you some of the how our services work. And so with our business plan, what we do is that we show you how to write the nine blocks of a good business plan. And so before you even go for the business plan, we have what we call the niches. We believe that there are three types of we have the micro niche, then we have we have the macro niche and the micro niches. And so from the macro niches, we have three types of niches that you can go for, which is the domestic, which are mostly local, and then also the international. These are in tourists coming from outside the country to your country, and then also the outbound, we call them local or the international tourist, where you are local tourist go to another country for tourism business or for tourism for travel experience. And so within the domestic, we have what we call the group. These are group people travel in groups. Then we have solo. These are people travel individually. Then we have the private. So within the group, we have the corporate, the non-governmentals. You have the governments, also families, expatriates, religious or spiritual leaders or group, and then the volunteers. Then within the solo group, we have the backpackers and the joining, those who wants to join maybe a certain organized group. They want to be part of that group. Sometimes you're organizing tours for 12 people, but these are just individuals that want to come in and join so that they form the part of the 12. Then you have the private one, and so with the private you have the business safari. This is for people who are coming for business, the individuals who want maybe a different type of business within domestic or international. Then you have the helicopter safaris and honeymoon, and we know those are just private people, just want they've done their wedding and they want a private space in order to enjoy their honeymoon. Then we have the deluxe safari. These are the high-end travel packages. And so it's also the same. This one, domestic, and they're all the same. We all have the same. It's like also the domestic, they're all the same. But now within these within the three, we have different special packages, like this, the special packages where you have agro tours, eco tours, air balloon safari. So you can have maybe a corporate organization that are looking for agro tours, or they're looking for eco tours, they're looking for air balloon safari, the marine safari, the beach safari. So from here you can connect them to all this. Then also there's non-governmental, maybe they want one of these. Also there's a family that want to come for air balloon safaris, the marine safaris. So these are the micro niches. So when you're organizing your travel packages, you say we offer domestic, we offer group travel to family members who wants to go for beach holidays. That is it. So that's a niche on its own. Then you can have other micro niches. Then within the adventure, We have the scuba diving and sailing, mountaineering and hiking, trekking safari, surfing, the rafting, canoeing, cycling safari, road safaris. Within the sport also we have golf, athletics, bungee jumping, and then we have the cultural where we have the film festivals, we have art galleries, book festival, museum, historical monument. And so if you come for maybe you are going to serve the domestic macro niche, then you have going for backpackers. There may be a backpacker who wants to go for scuba diving, or maybe you have a backpacker who wants to come for the racing or bungee jumping. Maybe you have a backpacker who wants to come for maybe a film festival. So these are all the niches, and I would recommend that you read. I'll recommend that you read the book. This book that I wrote, I requested you to read it. 100 tourists you're losing every day. So it captures all the niches and why it is important to go for a niche. And so if you look at, you have the macro niches, and you have the inbound, the outbound. So I've explained that one previously on this video. So you can also make sure you read that book. Then so within the business plan, you're going to have we're going to choose 5 niches. I always recommend that you choose 5 niches. Then there's the one that gives you the 80% of your revenue, the biggest part. Then these other 4 can be will be able to generate. I call them sustainability revenues for your travel business. Like the hotel, we said there's that niche that brings 80%. Then there are these others that contribute to the other 20%. It's also like Coca-Cola. What they do, they have the Coca-Cola product which brings 80% of the revenue. Then they have these other beverages like Fanta, Crest, or name it. So these are the only ones that generate only 20%. So if you ever watch your TV, you'll always realize that Coca-Cola is the only brand they market. So everybody knows the company as Coca-Cola, but they have other beverages that they sell. So you choose 5. We are going to assist you to choose 5 niches that you can go for, but there's that one that brings you 80% of your revenue every time you make a sale. So that is what we are going to show you. So within the business plan, the 9 blocks that we talked before are there. Then we have a website. So we talked that the website is also an important thing that you need for your travel agency. Our websites are responsive. It means that the same way you see it on your desktop desktop computer is the same way you can view it on your mobile phone without having to stretch your smartphone, without having to magnify your smartphone, which is very important. And if you read this book, 3 Must Do to Keep Your Travel Agency, the third thing the third part, which is it shows you clearly 7 features that your website need to have. And so if you go, I'd request you to go through this book first. If you go through the book, you'll see the 7 key things that your website should have in order to be profitable. There's 7 things that will make you get clients. They're there. I want to thank someone from MasaiGuides.com. He went through the book, the 7 steps. He was trying the 7 steps on his website to see if what the book wrote is true. What I wrote in the book is true. And so they read all of it. They went through the steps. He went through the 7 steps. The owner is Mr. Charles. Thank you so much for giving me a feedback on how you tried the 7 steps and realized that your website did not have some of those. And I'm going to show you an example of that website I'm talking about. And so the free chat engine, it's very important. Those are some of the features I talked about in that book. The free, why do you need a free chat engine? Multilingual, why do you need one? Quality photos, why you need them? Fast loading speed, why you need them? A payment system. In business, they say if you delay a sale, that is killing the sale. Because there are customers who want the last minute arrangement customer. They want to buy a product and your site does not have a payment module. They definitely go to your competitors. And so also that one is something I've talked in that book also. It also has some email notification. Someone do their booking, do you get an email notification immediately? Search engine optimized, good for internet, why it is important, the speed and all that. The website security is also featured on that. And also you can fire a webmaster. and be the webmaster for this. You don't need a webmaster to do some of the things on that website. We're going to show you how to do that. Then there's one thing, there's the flight bonus, whereby you have a flight booking app within the website. So instead of when you have customers coming to a country, you can set it within those tour packages to show them, if you like this package, you can book a flight to this destination, and so when they book, you get a commission for that. And also the second bonus is a text to voice website. We talked about copywriting, and sometimes it is important to know that the future of Google search engine will be about voice. I was watching my son the other day. He was playing with my phone, and then I heard him say hakuna matata, and then I had a female voice saying hakuna matata is blah 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 blah, all this thing. That was the time they launched this movie called Simba, the Lion King, the 3D version of the Lion King that was back in the early 90s. And so I got curious, and so when I checked, I did some research, and I found that it is very important, because in the next couple of years, because let me show you something. So then it's according to Google, 20% of all searches are voice. So imagine, and that 1% of smartphone users worldwide use voice tech at least once a week to check a few things. So it is important to have that. And so let me show you what I'm talking about, the website. This is the website I'm talking about. So this is what you get when you give you the website. It has, now this is where we talk about the 5 niches that you need to choose. This is the one that gives you the 80%, and these others can share the remaining 20%. And then also we have why do you need to book with us? So this also, it's like a social proof that why would people need to book from you. Then we have other features. It does not mean that even if you have the 5 niches, you cannot sell that was, but we are saying that how do you focus on the tour package that give you the 80% of your revenue. That's why it is on top there. And so those features are there. And so this is how the website looks, the deals and discounts that you can give to your customers. And then we have you can put up another package here that maybe you value so much. And then we have this is like the blog part of it. At the bottom there we have the blog part of it, and then some few links at the bottom of other activities. But mainly people don't go down the website, because sometimes there is what they have searched on the internet, and it directs them directly to your website. And so that is the kind of website that you're going to have. And one thing also, if you look at let me show you another so this is what happens. This is an example of a tour package that you're going to have on your website. Let's say it's Greece tour for 8 days. And then what happens is you have, this is what I was telling you about listening to the post voice. And so it will explain to the customer. So the customer might be driving, and so they want to read your website. They can just say, listen to the post. And so it reads out the entire writings that you have there about your travel package. And so at the bottom also we have flights to that destination. They can choose that one, and also it takes them to a booking engine where they can use. Let me show you a little bit. So for example, they want to come on 9th of 2020, so they can book a ticket from there. And so once they click at the website, it will take them where they can select their booking for a particular day. And so once they book, you get a commission out of that. So it keeps your customer on one page. I think my browser is overloaded. Let me just get rid of some of these tabs. So let me show you that one just in a minute, please. So this is one of you see, it's a flight, not one of our website. So most people will book from here, and then you get a commission out of that. So while it's loading, while it's uploading, let me show you. Let me show you something. So within assume this is the tour that we were talking about. Also, you need to understand that if a client is impressed by the tour package that you're selling, they simply just come here and say, I'm going to travel on 30th. That is the day. So how many are we? We are maybe 2. And so they say, I view all the cost, they can view. So what happens is sometimes they want to get more information about the tour, so they can send you a message here. So it comes down here, there's a form, and this is the form that most of the websites have. They put up a package and then they have that form down there, so you just fill the information about that package, then you send to them. So maybe they get back to you maybe after 24 hours. That is killing a sale. But instead of having if you have a website like this one, it's going to help you a lot, because now you see you have the information about the package, the experience that your customers are going to get. You list them here at the overview, you get the experience they're going to get, because most people don't buy tour product. And we talked about the feature. We are going to talk I'm going to show you why it is important to mention the experience and not the features of a tour. And so we have the itinerary here, so that is the overview. Then we have the itinerary, so the first day, the second day. But here we have the experience, an explanation about the experience they're going to get. And so what is included in the cost, and maybe if they have frequently asked questions, because there are some customers who've been asking questions about this, so you put it there. And so that is key. So when they are booking, it is very important to have a booking engine where people can pay immediately if they like that, because sometimes you are asleep and this person that wants to take the tour, according to Google, people normally do their research 3 months prior to travel, and so they have done their research, they have found your website. What do? They come say, we are just 2 adults, and then they say, let's book it now. They have selected, if they have a child, they can add that one. If they have an infant, they can add. So they say, let's book this tour. And so while you're asleep, your website is working for you. You already get a booking, definitely. And so while it's doing that, I'm showing something, another, yeah, it's loading. My because I'm doing this recording on high definition, so my computer might be a little bit slow. And so you come here, you fill your name, the customer fills their name, their email, their addresses, and so the city they come from, and then the payment method. And so if they want to book, let me say I want to pay, there are other payment options that I've not added here, because this is, I'm doing it on my local computer, and so some of them will not work if I don't have an internet. And so when they choose their mode of payment, they click book now, and it takes them to the payment system, and they pay for that tour package. And so when you look at your message, you'll find that someone booked for this tour for this particular day. It is very important to have. So I suggest that you go to this book that I wrote, and make sure you go to number 3, which I talked about, the 7 things that are very important. Try them on your website. If they are not there, then you're getting a raw deal out of your website. So try the 7 key features that your website needs to have. And so let me go back. That is how you need to have an engine, a payment engine. Then also another thing I wanted to show you, assume that you are selling this tour. These are just the same tours that are there. You can also add another tab instead of adding the book flight from within here. What you can do, you can have a tab here. And so when you have a tab here, I think it's not load. It's supposed to be loading. Let me just try that one for a second. Let me see if it's going to load. So you put your book a cheap flight. It's affordable flight to your destination where your tour, you're going to offer your tour services. And so once the page loads, I think I need to still close some other tabs for that. And so let me show you. I thought I added the feature a while back, but my internet was just a bit slow. And so this is another key thing. I'm just focusing on the website because that is where most of your clients get your information from. The website, that's where they get the information from. It is very important. You see now, if they want to get flight to your destination, they come here, they book their ticket. It takes them to a booking page where they can book their flight immediately. For example, here, then I say, let me search for flights to this particular destination. And so while that one is loading, So that is the thing that we do for our website, and they go for that 597. You get all those features included, even the booking engine, all of them are featured. And so if you read the book that I'm insisting that you go through, and that is the 3 must do for your website before the end of COVID, you'll get all those features listed there. Try them, make sure they're on your website. That's the only way. And so once they search for a flight, they can get the cheapest flight from where they are to their destination. And so once they get the flight they want, they just book. Simple. That's a booking engine, a flight booking engine that you'll get as a bonus for your website. So that is important. And also I was trying the language. Let me get back. I was trying to see if this one is working. I wanted to show you that one for the voice, and this is just a demo website. Let me see if that one is going to work. Let me upload that one and also close some of the tabs that we have used already. I just want to do this right quick, and so just loading. Okay, so assume that your client comes to a website and they're driving and they're looking for a tour package, and they want to they can always go to what we call listen to that post. That is very important. I think my network is kind of a bit slow. Just a second. So while that one is loading, I'll get back to that one at a later time. So please go through that book. Those are those things that you get for the website. It is very important to have them on the website. Then the copywriting. We also train you on how to do copywriting for your website, for your Facebook, and all your marketing channels. So we show you how to do copywriting for the copywriting formulas that are there, and also sales and sales versus customer education. Sometimes we just do sales, but we are not educating our customers on the product they are about to buy or they are supposed to buy. So there's a difference between selling and customer education. When you do a customer education, there are a million chances they're going to buy your product. And so with the copywriting, we show you how to write like you talk. And also, because if you're doing write like you talk, and then you have this application here where you've written something about a destination on how, for example, like the Greece destination.
The Annapurna Circuit is a trek within the Annapurna mountain range of central Nepal.
There it's reading. Let's post again. So it was trying to read the text here, and it is
it does that. The route varies between 160 to 230 kilometers.
I'm waiting for you to read.
100 to 145 miles. Depending on where motor transportation is used and where the trek is ended.
So
this trek crosses two different river valleys and encircles the Annapurna Massif.
So that is one thing that you're going to get for your website. It's very important to get it. For those who are doing Google voice search for your services, they can get it. And so we are trying to approach this search engine optimization in different angles. Not just giving it one angle, putting up keywords, that is enough. So we are approaching it a different angle so that you are on every platform. And I'll give you an example with Coca-Cola. If you walk around anywhere you are driving or walking around, you always see their banners, Coca-Cola. So it plays a psychological game on a customer's mind, because they are going to see it everywhere. So if they go to voice search, they find your website. They go to search engine, searching by words, they find your website. That is very important. So while let me just close that one. So let me go back to my presentation. And so that is very important. And also the copywriting part of it, also the headlines, writing headlines that sell. And if you come back to this book on page 2, the one that the book, tourist 100 plus tourists you're losing every day as a travel agent, what you'll come across is on page 4, the difference between writing headlines that sell. And one thing that happens is most of the time, if a typical website, tourism website that we have will always say the headline 3 days or 3 days, 2 nights Masai Mara safari, and they say Masai Mara, they give they give their clients a Masai Mara overview, then they go to the itinerary. But what if you go to page 4 of that book, you also come to see why headlines. So if I write top 5 great family vacations in Africa, the melting pot of culture where children and adults could ever dream of. This is a family package. If you read that book, there are so many explanations of why headlines do sell, and this is a sample of a copywriting. This is a sample of copywriting, and so then you give the customer action. So what happens with the copywriting is very simple. What happens with the copywriting is the headlines that sell, and then we call the IDA formula, whereby you attract the attention of your customer, you develop their interest, and also their desire to buy your product, then a call for action. That is IDA. So with IDA, that is the formula that works. So with that one, you have the attention, their interest, then their desire, and then you take them to a call for action. And that is whereby if you see, if you go through that book that I'm recommending, you'll find this is the headline. This is the headline, attention. So assume that this was a mother who wanted to come to Africa with two of her kids, and then they come across the top 5 family vacation in Africa, the melting pot. Then after that, in my first paragraph, I develop their interest. That is another thing. Then their desire is found here. What are they looking for in that tour? They want to spend time with their kids on a vacation. What will their kids get? What will they get in person? So that is their desire. Then a call for action. These are the top 5 that you're going to choose. So they choose what they like, and also they can, maybe if they want some modification, they can use the contact form on our website, and the one that I showed you earlier. It is that very important. So with the copywriting, we show you all that. We train you on how to do that. It is very important. The call to action, and also the feature versus the benefits. What most travel agents will do, if you list your tours like this, 3 days headline, you write your headline there, then you say Masai Mara, then you say day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. That is showing your customer the features. What about the benefits? And that's why when you look at page 4, these are the benefits they get. As a family, this is what they'll get when they go for a Masai Mara tour. That is important. So that's why copywriting is also very important. As I mentioned earlier, it's very important. So how do you write copyright materials that can make you sales? Then if you come to sale management, we train you how to close sales, communication skills, very important, the push strategy, the promotions, how do you do your promotions, how do you offer discounts, special offers, how do you offer special, and then customer experience versus customer service. Most of us will just sell tours to our clients, but what is the experience? What is customer experience? Once you are good at customer experience, your customers are the ones who are going to do marketing for you. So it's different, when you're doing when we talk about customer service. Hey, I want this tour. Can I get it? How much it costs? Then we exchange currency. Then you take me for the tour. Then I'm back and gone. That is customer service. But what about customer experience? These are the only things that will make your customer become vocal about your services. So that's what to show you at the sales, and we train you on the sales and marketing, sales management, because sales is the bottom line of your company. Without sales, you don't have a company. So that is very important, as we mentioned earlier. Then marketing, we are going to train you on different types of marketing, analytical marketing, because once you are doing digital marketing, analytics is very important. Very, very important. The pull strategy. In sales, we're talking about the push strategy. But in marketing, we're talking about the pull strategy. How do you pull your customers to your company? That is pull strategy. In sales, it's about push. In marketing, it's about pulling. Bring them, then you push them to buy the sale. Then how do you do keyword research? Facebook marketing, Twitter marketing, email marketing, Quora marketing, YouTube marketing, and Instagram marketing. And so the pull strategy, how does it work on all those channels? what we are doing is we are going to offer you this pack, the 5 different strategy that you need to have for your tours and travel. And so we have the 5 packages. If you combine the 5 package of training, you get it at $1,605 US. But we are saying that because we want to have 50 travel agents that you are going to work with for the next 1 month to create a success story for them and for our business. And so we are saying we are going to give you for 207 the first 50. We are going to give it to the first 50 only, because we are, according to this time coronavirus, not all of our staff are around. So we are going to work with the team that we have. Some travel up country, they cannot come back, maybe they cannot access internet services, so we're going to work with the only 50 for the time being, maybe in a later stage. But this price is going, I'm going to close this offer once you get to 50. The 50 are going to join our we're going to create a VIP Facebook group. We're going to show you how to do marketing. We're going to show you all these features. We're going to do it together for the next 40 days. If you look at our map, there are different steps 1 to 40. That is what we are going to do with this. So it's going for, if you want to buy it, it's going for 297 for the first 50. So it's on first come first served basis. I'm going to put a link on this video and also on the description, and how you can get that package for you for 297 US dollars that is mentioned. So you're going to save 1388. We're going to work together. So you may be asking, why 207 and not 1685? Because we're going to do this together. On the other hand, if you are going to do it for you, then that is the cost. So some people would want to do business, they want a business plan only. That's what they pay. They want a website only, that's what they pay. But now, because we're going to work with you together, we're going to show you how to do it. That is the price that you pay. And for 297 for a limited period, so you check this video. Once you get to 50, the link won't be there. And also, we have our own terms, just like the Ferraris. We have our own terms. We are saying that this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. We are going to show you how to put in the hard work to get your travel business to where you want it to be. And second, we only want entrepreneurs who want to establish a long-term travel agency. Maybe you're a father, you want to leave your travel business to your children, maybe grandchildren in the future. You want someone else to want to develop a long-term business, not a short-term business. And also, you are able to commit like 30 days daily for the next 4 weeks. That is the maximum, 30 minutes daily for your business. That is not much to ask. So for 30 days, only those. 1, it's not a get rich quick, so you must understand that. And 2, only for the entrepreneurs who want to create a long-term business. Those are the only ones we can work for on this project for the 297. Only those who are looking for long-term, and then who are able to commit the 30 minutes on daily basis. Once you enroll for the program, we are going to put up a website for you. That website, putting up the website, that's on our side. If you have a domain, the better. If you don't have, then we are going to discuss on how we're going to get a good domain and a hosting. So this one is for for small and startup travel agency. This offer is only for small and startup travel agency, only for a limited time. So if you meet the requirements, just like the Ferrari, you meet the requirements, please, the link is here. You can go through that link. Once you get to the 50, we close it. Then we start working on your travel agency. Very soon the skies are going to open up, and we believe that travel. I've been talking about the opening of the skies. No, there's no any country in the world that can stop travel industry, and that's one thing I always say, because that is the highest currency exchange earner for any country. Go do a Google search, find out the amount of money that tourism brings to a country. You'll be surprised, and any country will do what they can to make sure that travel industry is working for them. So thank you for watching this video. I know it's been 1 hour full of information, and I hope it has been helpful to you. And if you believe that this content was helpful, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so that when we release another video, you'll be able to be notified in advance. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.